Okay, you got two packets to get done here from this video. In the first one, don't use a calculator, okay? You need to use your number line. So I've got -4, then the operator between the -4 and 6 is a plus sign, okay? I'm good with plus signs. So I start at -4 and I'm adding a positive, so I go to the right. So here's -4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That takes me to 2. The operator between the 8 and the 12 is a minus sign. I don't like minus signs. Am I subtracting a negative or a positive from the 8? I'm subtracting a positive, so it goes plus negative, okay? So I start at 8 and I'm adding a negative, so I go to the left. So here's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Takes me to -4. Okay, between the -2 and 3, the operator is a minus. That's what we're doing with them, but I don't like minuses, so I'm subtracting a positive. So again, plus negative. So we start at -2, and I'm adding a -3, so I go left. 1, 2, 3. That'd be -5. Okay, -6 minus -3. So I have -6 and -3. The operator's minus once again. I want to make that plus, but if I'm subtracting a negative, we go plus, plus. So I start at -6 and I'm adding a positive to it. So I go to the right. 1, 2, 3. That takes me to -3. Okay. 4 minus 10, so the operator is a minus. Again, we don't want that as a minus. I'm subtracting a positive, so that's plus negative. So I start at 4, and I'm adding a -10, so I go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm at -6. Okay, 8 minus -4. So again, the operator is a minus, make that plus, and if I'm subtracting a negative, it goes plus, plus. So I start at 8, and I go 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes me to 12. Okay, -5 plus -4. The operator is a plus. That's good. So I start at -5, and I go left 4. So -5, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be -9. Okay, 5 and -8. The operator is a plus, so I start at 5. I go left 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's -3. Once again, if you have an operator of minus, you got to switch it. But if it's operator's plus, then you go to your number line. Okay, we do not use the number line on multiplication and division. Okay, a negative times a negative is a positive, and 5 times 3 is 15. -5 times 3, the operator's times, so no number line. Negative times a positive is a negative, 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, the operator here is dividing, because a line. So negative divided by negative is a positive, and how many times 2 go into 10? 5. Operator again is a division. So it's a positive divided by a negative, so negative and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, and then you need to do those on your own. No calculator on this. Okay, do it without a calculator because you're going to have to on the test. Okay, and then I've got some story problems. I'm going to go over 3. A couple of them are very quick. A bank account has $500. The person with the account spends $200, puts in $20, spends $400, and puts in $250. Calculate the balance on the bank account after last transaction. So you're finding the money, that's your answer. And you only have one unit here, okay? Underline, 1 unit. That's money. So that's just because there's only 1 unit, then all the values are like terms. So it's just adding. So I start with 500. I spend 200, so plus -200. Put in 20, so plus +20. and spends 400, so plus negative 400, and then they put in 250, so plus 250. Okay, and those are all like terms. The adding is the operator all the way through. So you can use a calculator on the story problems. Okay, 500 plus negative 200, because the numbers are too big to really go to the number line, plus 20, plus negative 400, plus 250, gives me 170, okay? So the money I earned is $170, okay? Okay, if an eagle travels 600 feet downward over 5 seconds, calculate the rate of change of the eagle's elevation. Okay, so you're finding the feet per second. So the operator is to divide, so I make a line because that means division, and I take the number of feet I have, 600, divided by the number of seconds I have, which is 5, and 600 divided by 5 is 120. So it's 120 feet per second. Now there's a little bit more work on this one. The temperature in the evening currently sits at 68 degrees. Each hour the temperature drops at a constant rate of 4 degrees per hour. Calculate the temperature after 5 hours. So I need to find the number of degrees. That's my answer. Now degrees has another unit working with it, which is hours. So if there are two units working together, we want to set up our, if you find an answer, but there's another unit working with it, I'm going to set up my boxes here. Just like you saw on the last assignment. Okay, so first, write your two labels down, degrees and hours. And the time is equal. One of these is X, one of these is Y. The time is X. So hours is time, that's X, and then Y. And then per. You put your Y label on top and your X label on bottom. So the degrees per hour is 4, but it's negative because it's dropping. Now the line's not there, you're going to set it up yourself. So draw a line, and here's how you do it. You go X comma Y, and you put a 0 under the X. That's start. And from there I want to put an adding operator, and then MX, and then an ending point of Y. That's how you do it. That easy. Okay, so my M is negative 4, so I replace the M variable with negative 4 because it goes down 4 every hour, so negative 4 times X. And before the negative 4 degrees per hour, we were at 68 degrees, so 68 is my initial temperature. So write the equation. You got 68. And then the operator is plus, and then negative 4x. By the way, that 0, you don't do anything with that, okay? That's just to help you. Okay, 0 hours, I was at 68 degrees. And then equals y. Okay, the replacement value is 5 hours. Okay. And hours is x, so that's going to go in for x. So circle the x. 68, the adding operator, negative 4, then a parentheses to separate the negative 4 from this 5 I'm about to put in, equals y. Now what are my operators? Between 68 and negative 4 is a plus, and between negative 4 and 5 there is no operator, so that's a times. Okay, so we always conduct the times first. Okay, so negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. So I drop 68, and then I add negative 20 equals y. Okay, 68 plus negative 20 is 48. So 48 equals y. So the degrees is 48. Okay, so remember, if this is a label on my answer and that's the only unit in the problem, all the values are going to be like terms. You can just add. Per means a division operation between the two units. And if you're just finding one unit in the answer, but there's another unit underlined with it, you want to set up these boxes. Okay. First box tells you what the labels are and what their variable is, and then the rate of change between the two variables. And remember, the line x comma y was 0, and then a plus operator, mx, y. And the m comes from over here, and then there'll be an initial amount. Write the equation, do your replacement, and know your operators, and